Heat checker.
Cunningham.
Get her the ball. Get her the ball. One more time. Cross. A logo again.
No!
She's back.
Oh my
Most
God!
dynamic
This isn't real.
player in the game.
No.
What?
9 points in 38 seconds for
No.
Caitlin. She hit all 3 threes.
And not only 9,
What
it's
is
30,
going
but look
on?
at the depth
I
on
don't know. I'm
these field
living
goal
in it.
attempts. She's
This
certainly
is-
feeling
Oh
it.
my God.
Right side.
I'm
Right
speechless.
side.
No.
Now come back to your favorite spot
Oh.
again. It doesn't
Oh.
matter if there's a hand.
What
in
am
her
I
face.
watching?
The reigning champs had not lost, and no one had deciphered their code. When Caitlin Clark returned from injury on June 14th, the New York Liberty appeared unstoppable, dominating opponents as if they didn't exist. What followed wasn't just a victory. It was a total thumping that broke 8 records in one night. The Liberty's flawless season was over, and their confidence was destroyed. But here's what nobody saw coming. The Fever turned this into a blueprint for championship basketball. If you're excited for Caitlin's return, leave a comment below and let's.
Caitlin pulls left wing, the right wing, 30-plus feet. Logo crosses over. Watch it. Oh, my goodness. She is back.
Back in the lineup, I'm ready to go.
I think you're just excited more than anything. It gets kind of difficult when you prepare for a game. Obviously, when I'm on the bench, still knowing the scout, knowing everything that the other team's going to do, and still trying to mentally prepare and go through everything like I'm going to play, even though I knew I wasn't going to play. So, doing that, but also knowing I was going to be able to be active today, I think gives you a little extra juice. So I'm certainly excited just to get back out there, get playing, and really good opportunity for us at home here, coming off of a loss. So it's a big game.
Imagine the reigning champs dominating each squad as if they were playing against them. High schoolers, the New York Liberty, came into June with a perfect 9. Win 0-loss record, they were the only undefeated team left in the WNBA. Every single game was a statement. Every victory made them look more unstoppable. The Liberty weren't just winning games, they were destroying teams with a suffocating defense that nobody could crack. Teams would walk into the arena thinking they had a chance. 2 hours later, they'd leave the court looking confused and beaten down. The Liberty's defense was like a brick wall that kept getting taller every game. Every team that faced them came in with confidence and left completely demoralized. Coaches spent hours drawing. Brina Ionescu, Jonquil Jones, and Breanna Stewart were playing basketball at a level that made other All-Stars look ordinary. These 3 weren't just having good seasons. They were dominating in ways that left you wondering if anyone could compete with them. Stewart would score from anywhere on the court, Ionescu would make impossible shots, and Jones would make passes that shouldn't exist. The Liberty had an answer for everything. The players studied film until their eyes hurt, made other centers appear like children, and protected the interior.
Played the Liberty. There was obviously a frustrating ending. What lessons can you take from that experience, and how can that be applied to this, even though I know obviously Liberty look a little different with 2 starters out?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly you take time and score situations, different versions of handling runs, offensively, defensively. Margin for error is small against a team like New York, and every play matters. Every time we send them to the free throw line matters. Every rebound matters. We can't afford to have empty possessions on the offensive end of the floor. You've got to play your A game.
The complete narrative is revealed by the numbers. They were averaging blowout victories and making elite players appear unimpressive. Their winning margin was not only remarkable, but also frightening. Teams with high league rankings would lose by 20 points. When the WNBA's top players faced New York, they appeared to be playing a separate sport, and even basketball analysts began to question whether they might be challenged by anybody. This season, instead of discussing who could beat them, sports broadcasts were discussing how long the streak could stretch, and writers were already drafting articles. It concerned if anyone had a chance at all.
We continue to learn lessons from the first time we played them and from our last game against Atlanta. Every single day that we move forward. I think they're a different team. Certainly, we're going to be a different team having C and Sophie back on the floor. We're going to tip the ball up and go out, and we're going to give it everything that we have.
The Fever then had their chance, but they required a unique circumstance. Due to injuries and lineup changes, Indiana didn't yet appear to be a championship squad. People anticipated another Liberty landslide triumph, but New York never anticipated Caitlin Clark's comeback.
Welcome to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA. The defending champion and unbeaten New York Liberty coming to town for the second time this year as we get ready for this game. And yes, she is back. Caitlin Clark will indeed be playing today. Missed the last 5 games with a sprained quad, taking on the Liberty off to their best start ever. Sabrina Ionescu and company in this big Commissioner's Cup game as well. And as usual, all the seats are filled here.
Let's discuss the event that altered everything. When Clark took the floor at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in 38 seconds that changed WNBA history, you could sense a shift in the atmosphere. She wasn't simply recovering from a quad injury. She was prepared to make a statement that would reverberate across the league.
We have an opportunity in front of us right now. I feel like this is like we're starting a new season. You guys, I'm so proud of how resilient we've been up until this point. We're going to continue to have to be. But right now, we have an opportunity to continue to take a step forward. Okay, this can be a springboard for us, right? We're marrying energy and effort with execution. Every single possession matters. Hit singles. Hit singles. Make the easy play. All right? Make one another better. Okay? It's our time. It's our time. Here we go. Together on 3, 1, 2, 3. Together.
And Cunningham is behind the action, but they have Kydell Clark to beat 2 opponents with a fantastic up ball. Cunningham Clark also makes another long 3. She's back. The Liberty defense was ready for her. They had watched footage of her shooting from impossible distances and knew she would come out firing. They believed they were ready for what she could do. But then Clark did something no one saw coming. 3 straight 3-pointers from distances that left defenders looking helpless. Most players wouldn't even consider taking the first shot, which came from 34 feet out. Clark pulled up as though it were a free throw, but there was just net. The second shot came from 31 feet out. Result that the Liberty defense was just staring in awe at this moment when the third shot came from 31 feet away as well.
And Cunningham is down behind the play, but they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from 2 players with incredible up. Ball from Cunningham. Clark, another long 3. She's back!
Clark made the arena tremble with excitement as he scored 9 points in 38 seconds, which isn't just fast scoring. The crowd at Gainbridge Fieldhouse went completely crazy as every shot found nothing, but net fans were jumping out of their seats. The noise level was incredible, and you could feel the energy building with every shot. Rewriting for a moment, consider what is possible in professional basketball. While most players are content to score 9 points in a quarter, Clark accomplished this in less than a minute, making her the first player in WNBA history to do so.
Down Fever, Cunningham got knocked to the floor. Caitlin pulls left wing, buries it. She is back. 24-18, Fever down. Caitlin now from the right wing, 30-plus feet. Good again. No one else but Caitlin Clark. Sedantis, handoff. Caitlin from the logo, crosses over, launches. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding?
The most dynamic player in the game. 9 points in 38 seconds for Caitlin. She hit all 3 threes.
And not only 9 and 30, but look at the depth on these field goal attempts. She's certainly feeling it.
The Liberty called a timeout, but it was too late because Clark had already damaged their mental toughness. Their body language showed that the confidence they had gained from 9 consecutive victories was beginning to crumble. They had expected an easy win going into this game, but instead they were watching Clark rewrite the records. The Liberty had an 11-point lead in the first quarter following Clark's 38-second explosion, and the game was tied at 24. She had single-handedly erased their entire advantage and completely changed the momentum, and this is where it gets truly amazing. This wasn't luck or a hot streak. This was a superstar making her comeback in the most dominant way possible. Not only did Clark play well, but she also changed the record books. It wasn't just a great shooting night. Clark was declaring that her 5-game absence due to the quad injury was finally ended after scoring 25 points by halftime, the highest she had ever scored in a single half.
And Cunningham is
Caitlin
down
from the
behind
logo.
the
Oh
play.
my God!
But they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from three. And Cunningham
Logo.
just now getting up as she stayed down near the free throw line on the other end.
Oh! Okay,
Just
why
coming
did
back.
he
Oh my
take that?
gosh!
An ankle
Oh
injury
my
and then
god,
Johannes
and of
Berry.
course Marine Johannes
Two
countered
players
it.
not
Green.
The
credible.
logo. But this is why I
Caitlin
love
from the
the
logo again! We got a shootout! We got a shootout!
Well,
Oh my
Again!
god!
Fourth
No,
and go.
no!
However, the records were only beginning, as new milestones were reached every quarter. The Liberty coaching staff kept calling timeouts, but nothing was able to stop Clark from making 7 3-pointers during the game, a career high that left the defense struggling to come up with answers. Every time they thought they had her figured out, she would pull up from another impossible distance and drain another shot. It wasn't just a victory. The Fever demonstrated to the entire WNBA that they had figured out the formula for winning the championship. Clark broke 8 records, and her teammates achieved career highs, creating something unique. The Liberty's flawless season is over, but more significantly, the Fever simply demonstrated that they can defeat anyone when they play their style of basketball. The 2025 season became much more intriguing as Clark broke records and her teammates achieved new heights. The Fever went to 5 wins and 5 losses and took first place in the Eastern Conference standings for the Commissioner Cup. When this team is playing at their best, they have a chance to win a championship. If you're excited about Caitlin's comeback, leave a comment below with a CC record breaker, like, subscribe, and enable all notifications so you don't miss anything. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next.